I am Abby. I am topknotstitcher. We're mixing it up again today because it stresses me out to have this very cluttered looking background. It's not really that cluttered. I mean, it is. There's a lot of stuff on it. But I really like having a slightly cleaner backdrop for you so you can see my beautiful face better. We're doing bangs back today. Vanessa, this is for you. It's actually not. It's because my bangs really need to be trimmed, and I just have been too busy to make it happen at the right time when my hair is clean and Birdie, my personal hairstylist, is around. So there have been some times, but I've been too lazy. So it's my own fault, and so we're just pushing them back today, and they'll be back to normal next time. Because you know I wasn't going to wash my hair before I need to, because later today I'm going to go swim, and then I'll have to wash my hair, so just gotta wait. Anyway, I hope you're doing great. I'm doing great. I just got back from the New Jersey retreat, and it was amazing. I'm drinking today from my Singapore Starbucks mug, because I still haven't washed out my Flosstube New Jersey retreat mug. I don't know how well you can see that, but I'm very excited about this. But next year, I would like to propose Arlene or whoever else is planning a retreat that I'll be attending. I would love a ceramic retreat mug, because the travel mug thing is great, and it was really handy in the room, because I always do this. I always bring 2 of my 3 reusable containers, because I like to have one water bottle that's like exclusively water. I like to have one travel mug for coffee that's exclusively coffee, and then I like to have one something in the middle that I use for like my Diet Coke or my iced tea or whatever I want to put in there, and I like having that separate from the others so I can still like reuse it. I did a lot of LaCroix. But then when I get home, I don't really use many of those in my day-to-day life, just my water bottle really, because I usually wait to have coffee at work. I don't take it on the train. So while I will use this is the type of mug I use every day. So I'm just throwing it out there. We all need more mugs in our lives, right? Anyway, it's lovely to see you. I have so much to share from the New Jersey retreat, and also just a little stitchy life in general. I have my normal piles of stuff around me here, and I have a couple shop updates, probably, and I don't think I have any books to talk about. No, I don't. But we'll just see what happens. How does that sound? So we're going to go through retreat stuff first, and it will be peppered throughout the entire video. But in front of me right now, I have my bag of retreat things to show you. And we're making this video because yesterday I got some stuff cleaned up and put away, but I set aside all the things to show you. Starting with the most amazing bag one could ever ask for. Is the cat bag. McKenna scored this amazing bag of cats in a recent, cross-stitch mega score like she does, and she showed it in her Instagram live video, whatever, and she was like, "Oh, I feel like I should bring this to Abby in New Jersey," and I was like, "Yes, you should," and she did, and it's perfect. I showed in my last video, I think, I showed the rolly suitcase cat bag, cat luggage, which I really loved, but I decided I didn't really love it enough to keep it. It was on sale, and it was only like $50 or something, but I just realized, like, I fly Southwest almost exclusively, and so I wouldn't be using it. I wouldn't need to have like a under-the-seat bag like that necessarily, because I just check my bags, and I've never had issues with Southwest. And then I also, like, it would really only be useful at retreats, because other times I fly, I just take my backpack and I don't need it. So I kind of went back and forth for a really long time and was just like, I don't feel like if I lived somewhere where we were able to do more regular stitchy meetups, or where I needed more of that stuff with me, maybe I could justify it, but I just decided I couldn't, even though I love it. So I returned it, and luckily I walked into New Jersey and I got myself a cat bag that is, it's very different than a nice rolly suitcase, but it is ideal. It's a little overfull of stuff right now, but it ended up being the perfect Top Knot pop-up shop bag. Try saying that 10 times fast. Because it's got like 2 compartments, so like a main compartment and then like another side here. And then this front piece, it's got a flap, and it unzips. Very similar to the rolly suitcase. And this fit all of my Top Knot stuff perfectly because I put in, I don't have any next to me, but I had those metal dollar store trays where I had all my needle minders, and they stack up super nicely, and it fits in this bag perfectly. And then I brought some of my bags and things, and so it was in the side pocket. And then on top of it, I had all the stuff that I was giving, or that I brought for the freebie table. It was the perfect stitchy bag. Thank you, McKenna. Excuse me. Overcome with joy. It made me so happy, and I like exclaimed about it all weekend, and will continue to do so forever. And we'll continue to use it for shop stuff and stitchy stuff, and I'm very excited. Very excited. So inside this bag right now, I have a lot of things that I was either given in New Jersey or are things that I stitched on in New Jersey, and I set them in here to show you, or things that I purchased in New Jersey, some things that I'm very excited about, like, woo, so excited. And I think this bag is pretty much just New Jersey stuff. Pretty sure. So before I go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to Arlene for planning and pulling off an amazing retreat. I won't go into like a million details about it because I'm not the person you want a million detail recap from. But it was amazing. We were at a Hampton Inn, and I was super impressed by their just overall customer service and ability to handle a large group of crazy stitchers. I experienced no trouble. I don't think Arlene experienced any troubles. I'm not really sure. But it was just so nice, and Arlene did such a good job with, like, she plans this retreat, and she pulls it off. She has her New Jersey stitching group that came out of last year's New Jersey retreat. And they're amazing, and they did so much to help prepare, and they made so many handmade items for our goodie bags, and they were on point all weekend to help out with whatever we needed. So thank you to all of you who helped. It was such a delight to meet you. I can't wait to be able to hug you and scream at you again in the near future. But Arlene is like the organizer and orchestrator of all, including the fact that McKenna and I we were supposed to both land around the same time on Wednesday, and we were going to help Arlene, and both of our flights ended up delayed. So poor Arlene, she ended up doing a lot of retreat errands and things while she was waiting for us, and instead of having us help her, be there to help her move stuff around, she did it all on her own. Or not all on her own, but a lot of it on her own. She's amazing, and then we got to come and help her on Thursday, and she didn't have to do it all on her own anymore. But I just thank you, Arlene, for putting so much love and effort into this amazing retreat and making it a very wonderful, pleasant, restful, stitchy goodness weekend. It was great. And I got to take my mom, and that was super fun. So she got there on Thursday afternoon, and I got to show her off, and all weekend I was just going, "This is my mom!" And I was super excited. And she fit right in. She found her quilting people. She had a blast. And the whole weekend was just wonderful. So it was like 100 or so stitchers, and, you know, we had all the classics. You have your brag table, you have the freebie table. Arlene brought some of her, well, not some, she brought her trunk show, and she had all of her patterns for sale. And for Arlene's patterns, well, maybe this isn't just for Arlene's patterns, but I have a few of Arlene's patterns on PDF, and that's one where I just love having a PDF because they're so intricate and detailed. I have to be able to mark everything, and PDF makes it easier than me having to like figure out how to get a copy of whatever I'm stitching on. So I did mark a few things that I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go buy that on her Etsy immediately. I actually still haven't done it, but we'll get there. I'll show you. I finished an Arlene design while I was there. We'll get to that. Anyway, so we had the Arlene trunk show. Arlene gave me permission to bring some needle minders to sell, and then I was like packing stuff up, and I just couldn't choose what to bring because I love them all, and so I brought kind of as many as I could fit in my bag, and they don't take up a lot of space, so it was a lot. But it was really fun to get to share those in person and offer retreat pricing, which is way cheaper than Etsy pricing because I didn't have to pay Etsy fees. And it was such a delight. So thank you to all of you who were there and purchased a needle minder. I super appreciate it. And thank you to those of you who have purchased through Etsy. I super appreciate that too. The whole weekend was just lovely. The hotel was wonderful because it was right next to a Walmart, so we could run and get snacks or supplies. I forgot toothpaste, and I'm very picky about my toothpaste, so like I got that. I ran out of dry shampoo. I could pick it up super easily. Like it was seriously a 2-minute walk. It was very nice. We were also right across from a McDonald's, so I got my McDonald's Diet Coke. Don't get me started on the McDonald's chicken tomato mozzarella sandwich. It's a limited time summer thing, part of their McDonald's of the world. It's from Canada, and it blew my mind. Like, I don't normally eat at McDonald's, but I got really hungry as soon as I walked in for my Diet Coke, and it was the first thing I saw, and I ordered it, and then I didn't shut up about it for 4 days. And I only ate it twice, so I'm regretting I didn't eat it every day. But anyway, we had McDonald's right there. There were a couple other, like Chipotle and Dunkin' Donuts, and I forget what else, were all within walking distance. And then we also had 2 restaurants. And I think I ate at both of them twice. Yes. And they were really great. They had great lunchtime, like weekday specials too, which I appreciate. So I spent so much less money on food this retreat and ate so much better than I normally eat on retreats. So I really appreciated that. Anyway, what else? The only place I went other than like Walmart, McDonald's, and the restaurants, really the only place I went was to Needleworkers Delight, and it was amazing. I'll talk more about it when I show you what I got. But I went on Friday and then went again on Sunday because I had them custom dye something for me and I got to go pick it up. And they were so sweet. I have not experienced firsthand, but I have heard that their online customer service is lacking. In person, they're the sweetest possible. They had snacks for us. Like they were very, very prepared for the Flosstube retreat happening. And so they had something for our goodie bag. You got 15% off of your whole purchase. You got to eat a cookie. They had like treats and tea, and it was just so nice. And they were not constantly pestering you, but they were available if you needed questions, or if you had questions to ask. And they were just a delight. So highly recommend visiting if you are in the New Jersey area. Amazing. And other than that, I just hung out by the hotel, or at the hotel in the stitching room. I got to hang with my mom. I got to show her off. I got to meet a lot of new stitchers, and it was so nice. I got to meet people who I feel like I already knew. I got, like, Brittany, Ingleside Imaginarium Brittany. I, like, lost my mind when I got to hug her in real life. It was amazing. And also, my mom loves you. So I hope that you know that, Brittany, you made her day when you guys were chatting. And I got to meet Caroline, Off the Grid Caroline. Are you kidding? I got to meet Danielle. I got to meet Ginger Gerald. I got to meet so many others, and I'm going to forget names, and I don't intend to leave anybody out, but it was wonderful. Megan, oh my goodness, Megan. I want to just hug you right now, and I can't, but just know that I am indeed Oh, I got to see Deborah again, Stitch the Stash. I think she just posted a video where she has her hair in a top knot and a headband, and Bendy just posted a video with a top knot and a headband, and let me tell you, if you've got a top knot, we can be friends. Some of you might understand what that whole look was for, and I am still fuming. Is that mysterious? I hope so. Okay, everyone was wonderful. It was so lovely to meet everyone, and it was such a great weekend. I got to hang out with Ryan again, she says that I'm her evil twin because I have the dark hair and she's blonde, but I think she's my evil twin. Ryan, Wild Violet, you know her, you love her. I'm obsessed with her. It's fine. I got to hang out with her all weekend. Do you know what happened also? Months leading up to this retreat, sneaky Diana, it is Kismet, was like, oh, I'm so bummed I can't make it. I don't have enough PTO. I'm going on this other trip, blah, 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 blah. But we were all bummed because she's great. And she sold it. She sold it real well. I had no idea. But on Thursday, I'm helping set up, and I turn around, and the door opens, and, you know, we're kind of, I'm ready to be like, hey, we're not ready yet. Back up. In a nice way. But in pops Diana. And I just looked at her, and my brain couldn't process that it was her, so there was like a solid 10 seconds where I was like, who is that? Why do I recognize her? Because I couldn't, because she said she wasn't going to be there. That sneaky little snake tricked us all and sneaked her way into New Jersey. It was a great surprise, but I told her we're fighting about it because it was so tricksy. And we even kept up, we were able to keep up the surprise all the way until Friday morning when Michelle Bendy arrived, and we very strategically didn't post pictures of Diana, and so I was able to capture the moment when Michelle arrived at the stitching room, and Diana was sitting at a table near the door, and she put her hood up, and she was just sitting there stitching, and so Michelle came over to say hi to some people, and then she noticed it was Diana, and it was just a beautiful moment. And poor Danielle came up to me a minute before that, and she was like, oh, I want to check out your needle minders, and I was like, okay, but you have to wait 2 minutes because this is about to happen, and I shut her down. She was very nice and understanding about it. So thank you, Danielle, for your patience. And literally 2 minutes later, it was all done, and then I was able to go and help her with needle minders. But it was a beautiful moment. I have the video. I'm not going to edit it in here. Maybe someone else has it in their upcoming retreat video. I don't know if Michelle or Diana will do that. I shared it with them. Well, I at least shared it with Michelle. But it's their moment. So I'll let them decide what they want to do with it, but it was so beautiful. Okay, it's 18 minutes. That was coffee time. Let's actually get into show and tell time. Because I've got so much to show you. Okay, let's start. This is not going to be everything that we got in our goodie bag, but it's going to be a good portion. Well, not a good portion. It's going to be a few things. We got this lovely Flosstube retreat bag. How delightful. I love this tote bag. It's super well made. It's got all the pockets. I love that it zips because I tend to knock my bags over and then things spill around everywhere. I'm into it. Get that out of my way. Okay, so in here I have a few of the things that were in our little goodie bags. Barbara. Barbara made all she made 110 of these little snap bags. Are you kidding? It's so nice. I was super stoked to receive an orange one because Jam was being a jerk, so he's locked out of the room right now. Maybe I'll let him in later. This is amazing. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna keep in it, like, long term, but for now it's full of other retreat goodies. I can't remember who, there were a few people throughout the weekend who went around passing out other little things that they had made or put together for retreat attendees. It was so sweet. And so I actually cannot remember who it was that made these little orc catchers. It was so cute. So for this one, I picked out matching ones for me and Mama. That was very fun. And in this little, I don't know if it was in this little bag, but in our retreat bag, we also got a set, sorry for the crinkling, we got a set of counting pins. Look how cute those are, and like how it's just a little piece of felt stapled on. That's such good, easy packaging. So I don't know who made those or donated those. Arlene got a lot of really great things donated. I think her New Jersey stitchers, New Jersey people probably did that. But they also helped assemble these little scissor fobs. Look how cute. 2019. Let's see. New Jersey Retreat 2019. So good. Barbara also made these little notebooks. And it's too good. How are people so talented and so generous with their time and resources? I don't even know. But I cannot wait to use this. I love little tiny notebooks. I have lots of little thoughts I have to put down because otherwise I will forget them. Megan and Regina, her lovely mother, went around and passed out some little peels, spool huggers. We need a universally solid name for these things, but they're wonderful, so thank you. I also sell them in my shop if you are in the market for some and you don't want to buy like a ton. So they passed those around. What else do I have? We got, of course, a New Jersey Retreat logo needle minder. We got a friction highlighter, the erasable ones, which I'm really loving lately. There's probably some more things in here. It was a lovely bag. I was super stoked. I have a few freebie things that will be scattered throughout this, including this DMC color card. This is just the printed version. It does not have the threads, and it starts, I think, it's not the new one. No. So this is the old version, which is fine, because I don't have any of the new colors anyway. But as I'm, developing a few more designs, I thought this would be super, super helpful. And I do have the little one that Jen and Arlene found at the Cincinnati retreat and brought to all of us. But it's a little, and that's a little bit more user-friendly. Let's see. What else is in here? The lovely people at Needleworkers Delight gave us a little, we have a flyer with like all the store info, and they gave us a little Zweigart applique something chart, and then they gave us little Zweigart little samples to, stitch on and test out, including this lovely purple linen, and this like khaki stuff, and this green linen, and this, what is this one? 32 count deep magenta linen. So I super appreciate that because I love having little scrappies for the ornaments and things. I've been starting to, maybe I'll show you in this video, probably not because it's all the way over there, but I've been starting to like rip out ornaments and things that I want to stitch and finding a scrap of fabric and putting it together and like throwing in some floss, and then it's ready to start. Because I want to start all the things now. Anyway, I got that. I'm going to show you now what I worked on while I was there. I did 4 new starts. I plan to do most of them, I think. I don't know. I went in with less solid plans than I have in the past. So let me show you. Let me get all this out of the way. Okay. I had one plan in New Jersey, and that was to finish my project that I started before StitchCon. And it's a Works by ABC design, and it is one of the more recent ones called Knot Your Needle in cross stitch, and it's this amazing. Oh, yes! Look at that! I love it so much. I have no idea what this fabric is, but it is perfection. I got it in a random lot on eBay. I stitched it in gassed cinders. I feel like that might not show it. Well, you can see a little bit, the variegation. It's also got a little bit of a sparkle to it, and it's got some gold splotchies on it. It's stunning. So when I went to New Jersey, this was about halfway done, or a little over, and it was my main goal was to finish it while I was there so I could ring the bell and then also go pester everybody to buy the pattern from the trunk show. And I ended up finishing this on Saturday afternoon, but I waited and I saved the last 2 stitches until Arlene was back, and I made her put in the last 2 stitches on my Works by ABC design. They're right here in the middle, one of those, 2 of those. And that was so fun. So I'm going to start doing that every time I can in the future when I'm with a designing friend. So special. And so I have to figure out how to frame this and deal with this. But I love it. And then I put it up on her trunk show table so everyone could see it. And it's so tiny. This is stitch 2/1 on 28 count. I did 2/1 because I wanted really solid coverage for the variegation. And I would have done it larger, but it would have been a really tight border or not fit, and I was too nervous about that because this is not a large piece of fabric for, I think, stitched on 28 count, it's like 9 by 9 or something. So I just did over 1, and I love it. It's so petite and fun, and it's one continuous line. And so I stitched it just following the line, which was a little challenging because the pattern is over a few pages, and so I was like flipping back and forth at some points. But when I wasn't right on a corner, it was just lovely to stitch. It was so soothing, and not the best retreat piece because you don't want to mess this up, so you have to count carefully, but just a really lovely stitching experience, and it's just so pretty. Oh, I just love it. So it's available on Arlene's shop, Etsy shop, and I don't know if this one is available yet through Hoffman's, but I'm sure it is or will be soon. And then there's also a version that's all backstitched letters, and it makes a lovely poem because Arlene is clever. So I finished that. That happened. That's new. That's new. I brought, but did not work on, my skeleton mosaic. But meanwhile, Pepe lost a leg. Pepito. He lost a leg. I don't know what happened to it. But I didn't end up working on that at all. And that's okay. I did a little bit of work on my cross-stitch throwdown with Trisha, 3 Yellow Threads. We've been working on Matter's Choice, and I brought it, and I was using this for homework for something. I didn't stitch on it much, but I did bring it. And that's where I am right now. I'm stitching this on something, I forget. It might be in here. It might not. I think it's 36 count vintage lace or something. But I didn't do all that much stitching. My Knot Your Needle piece was the most stitching I did. I did stitch on Michelle Bendy's Stitch Shenanigans piece because she was doing it in metallic red thread, and I needed metallic red for homework. And I said, hey, will you bring that so the other magical stitchers can all stitch on it and get the bonus points for using the metallic threads? Or using all the, no penalty stitches, and she said yes. So that was great. So I did that. And then I had some of our like friendship pieces, so I stitched on those. I feel like there was some other like random piece I had to stitch on for something. And then on Sunday I had 4 new starts. So one of these was planned. I think I showed this last time, that there was a group of stitchers who were going to start winter as a retreat piece. And I said, hey, I have that. And so it was perfect because the called for threads are House of Embroidery. I don't have those. They're not easily accessible. Unless you're buying the chart with the thread pack, which I already had the chart, so I didn't want to do that. So I picked out this lovely fabric from my stash. Don't know what it is. And then I picked out threads that looked close, and then I was able to compare them with the actual called for threads, because it's like 5 colors, but all super variegated, so I wanted to make sure that my threads were variegated enough, or that I was prepared to mix and match colors to get it looking more interesting. Unfortunately, they all looked pretty good. I'm changing the color that I had pulled for the basket, because mine was just like a dark brown, and then I discovered I had extra color and cotton molasses, which is like a goldy purpley brownie, so I used that. So I didn't do much, but I did put in 200 stitches for a homework assignment of something in midair. These leaves are not in midair, but there are some bumblebees in this pattern. So I did that, and then I had to move on because I had other homework to do. But I started this, and so did Deborah from Stitch the Stash. I feel like I think Caitlin started this too, maybe also Carmen. I don't know. I never took a picture with them. I showed them on the last day that I had started it. So that felt like close enough. So there's that. This is even less of a start, but this is a Soda Stitch design, Autumn Owls, and I just put in part of 1 length of thread. So not much to go on there. But I'll talk about it more when it gets further. But that one got cut short because of a new start that I had to start because cat ghosts. I'll get to it. Before I get to that, let me show you my other new start. This is Michelle Bendy's We're All Mad Here. No, that's not what it is. Alice's Mad Plant. Again, not much on here. But I found this other random fabric in my stash, and it was perfect. So I'm using it for Alice's Mad Plant. There's a little bit of the plant. Don't know what this is. It's something random. And it's divine, and I forgot to have... Michelle approved it, and she approved my color selections because I had to change some stuff since it's on a crazy fabric. I forgot to have her sign my pattern, so I have to keep that handy for the future. Okay, my final new start is actually on this. I went to Needleworkers Delight on Friday, and I had one goal, which was to look at the called for fabric for this piece, Quaker Gone Haunted, because I bought this from Trisha after Nashville, and then I also purchased the thread pack from Trisha because the threads are gorgeous, and I decided that I had started it on just a white linen, and it was okay, but the called for is this nice spooky light gray, and I love light gray. So I thought, well, the called for is a silk weaver fabric, and I was like, well, I'm going to Needleworkers Delight. I could look at the silk weaver. And I didn't have any of it like dyed in stock when I went, but they have like color swatches to look at. And so I was looking at all the other color swatches, and I found a color that I really liked and thought would look even better. And they didn't have it in stock, but they were like, of course we can dye anything for you and have it ready on Sunday. And I was like, you're amazing. And then they also, because I was getting it custom dyed, I could pick whatever count I wanted. And so I went with 46 because I've been on a 40 and above kick lately. And I also, they asked how much modeling I wanted in it. because when you custom order it, you can say like, oh, I only want a little bit, or I want a lot, or whatever in between. And I said, oh, I want it like super splotchy because it's a graveyard. Like, why not? And they wrote that down on my order form. Super splotchy. It's on my receipt. And this is like everything I've wanted and more. I love it so much. So this is Autumn Fields. Oh, that's showing up pretty well. It's prettier in person. But it's this lovely orangey. I decided it looked kind of like sunset-y. Oh, it's so good. So good. It's also so much. I only needed, on 46 count, I only needed a 15 by 15 inch piece for this. And they were like, we'll give you is this a fat quarter? Yeah, a fat quarter. And I said, that's fine. I'll take it. But sorry, I was getting distracted by the sticker. So this is going to be way more than I need, and I can't wait to decide what else I will stitch on this because I love it, and I will find something super splotchy. Okay, so that's then my fabric choice, and then the called for colors are phenomenal. It's a lot of silks. It's silken colors, and then there's a couple gassed wools, which I might have to change out because 46 count in wool probably doesn't work as well, but oh, yes, that's so good. So that's, okay, yeah, so the Simply Wool, this is driftwood. It's really pretty, but I'm afraid of the wool. And then also Bayberry, which I have in cotton. So I'll probably sub that out, and then I don't know what I'll do about that one yet. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it so much. I love it. I'm so glad that I waited before I stitched more. I only stitched like a leaf on my original start, and I'm very, very, very glad that I have this one. Super Splotchy Autumn Fields. I love it. And it was crazy reasonable. This only cost me, full price is $26 for this custom dyed giant piece of fabric, and we got a 15% discount, so it was only like $22. I love them. Okay, so I went to Silk Weavers, and that was my goal. I had one other thing I was going to kind of look for, which I will show you later because I already put it in the project that it goes with. But I was there with Ryan, and I was helping her pick out some colors, and then, you know, we were standing in line and looking at some trunk shows that they had there, and here comes a, you know, little Tempting Tangles corner, and we see a little haunted house. And what does that haunted house have but cat ghosts? Look at this! Look at the cat ghosts! What? So obviously we both freaked out because we both love our cats like way too much. This is Tempting Tangles, the Great Cheshire Pumpkin, and it's called that because there's a pumpkin moon up here, like a jack-o'-lantern moon. I'm not into that at all. So do you know what I did? This was on Friday, and then when I went back to pick up my fabric on Sunday, I went with the intention of looking for what else can I stitch that moon in, and I ended up getting, if I can get this free, there we go, I ended up getting this gorgeous, it's not Fiberlicious, what is, silk, no, yes, no, Impressions, Karen Silks, watercolors, I don't know. Karen Water Lilies? Watercolor, what is it called? I have the tag in here somewhere. I don't know, but it's called Dense Fog is the name of it. That's not a great depiction, but it's this lovely variegated grayish, whitish, bluish color. I don't know where the rest of it is. I can't handle myself, but here's what I did. That's all this one silk floss. Look how good it looks. Ah. So I started this on Sunday night, and Ryan started hers on Sunday night. And we both did, I think we both got like the first cat in place. And then this is one that I worked on the plane to fill in the moon. Oh, I love it so much. So just instead of making this a jack-o'-lantern, I just stitched it as a moon because you know me and the moon. And then I think this one was charted to be a regular ghost, and I said, no, I need more cat ghosts. So I made it a cat ghost, and I will do that for all the other ghosts. They will be cats. And I've been referring to this pattern as Cat Ghost Hotel because it just makes me laugh. So I'm super excited about it. This pattern is adorable. I'm going to change one of the cats to be orange for Jam, and I might change the witch to look more like me, and then maybe that could be Jam, but we'll see what happens. Love it. And Ryan, on Friday when we found this pattern, had found some fabric that was 22 count Hardinger and was like a blue and tan something, and was like, oh, this will be perfect to stitch my Cat Ghost Hotel on. And I was like, yeah, it will be. I wonder what I'll use. I got back, and guess what I had gotten off of the freebie table earlier? This stunning Hardinger, also 22 count Hardinger, in a similar color scheme. Mine's more brown, hers is more blue. But, like, yeah, that looks great. I love it so much. So we're also both stitching on a 22 count Hardinger, which is fantastic. Mitch Stitch does that, and now I totally get why. It's like stitching on Ada, but it looks more like a linen, and there's nothing wrong with Ada, but it's like got nice, easy to see holes, and it just looks so much smoother, and I don't know, but I'm stitching it 1/1 because it's 22 count Hardinger. Can't say it. I love it. Needle minders from me. I love this project. I used it for homework last week. I'm using it for some of the homework this coming week. We're taking our owls, so I'm going to do astronomy for this one because of the moon, and maybe history of magic because of the ghosts, and I haven't figured out what else yet, but we'll see if I can get some other ones out of it. And then also while I was at Silk Weaver, I picked up a few, they have like a wall of like smaller pieces of fabric, like kind of random cuts and things, and of their like lovely hand-dyed goodness. So I picked up a few, like this is a 40 count linen. It's a solo dye, so they don't have like a recipe for it, but it's this beautiful modelly purple, like, ooh, what will I put on there? I don't know, but it's gonna be good. And then I also got this one, which I liked the name, Chocolate Vanilla Swirl. And this one is a 32 count. That's so fun. Those are the same. Those are both like 9 by 16 or 17. And then I don't think I opened this one yet. This is more of a classic. This is just Belfast Linen Stormy Night. Because you know me, I'll buy anything that looks like that. And then I also picked up, and I feel like I had something in mind for this, and now I don't remember, but it was only $2.90, so I just said I'll remember eventually. A nice piece of yellow Lugana, and this is 28 count Golden Blossom. But you know, like they're the distributor for Zweigart, and so they had all this cool fabric, and then they're also Silk Weavers, so they had all this cool fabric, and most of these pieces were like, I mean, this one was $3. I think both of these were 7 or 8. This one was 7. Like, you can't go wrong. And I can't wait to see what I will put on those. Can't wait. Okay. That's my whole retreat bag for you. I have another bag somewhere with a few other freebie table finds, but we'll have to wait on that. Oh, I forgot about this. Also at the retreat, Amy Baruch, who I got to meet in real life, and oh my goodness, where have you been all my life? I love you. She had a few needle minders for sale as well, and I sell needle minders, and I still buy a lot of them because you can never have enough. And so she has these mini minders. Look how cute they are. So I gave one to Ryan. They have colorful backs. This is so fun. Look at those bunnies. Look at those flowers. And I love, like, this one's like 3D. It's very cool. So I got those because you can never have enough. And then what else was I going to show? I forgot to buy, I was going to get Bendy's Love pattern, and I totally forgot. Although technically I have the X-Stitch magazine, and that one's in there, but we'll see. Also at the retreat, so I have, you know, my lanyard. And then all weekend, I had one of these little fobby things available in my shop, hanging on my lanyard. And what I've started doing is picking up, you know, the lost strands of thread that are everywhere at retreats, because you drop it and you don't necessarily know whose it is or what it's for or whatever. And I just collect them all. So in this, like, this chunk was on the freebie table, and, like, no one's going to pick that up. It probably fell out of something or other. But it's a really cool hand-dyed silk thread, and it's a couple strands, so I picked it up. I forget, there were a couple of these that I, like, stitched my initials in the piece, and then I put the rest of the thread in my little pile. This, I finished something, and I only needed one strand, so here's this lovely gray, that kind of thing, right? So I just gathered them all up. And then, in this case, I put them into my little ort catcher, but they weren't orts. I mean, they are, but they're just little scraps, and I've started collecting them in this bag. And in here I have, like, some random kit that I lost the thing of, but I still have the floss for. A half-used skein of old DMC. This I also grabbed, oh, this is leftover from a project that I was working on. So I just tossed my leftover thread in here. I also grabbed this from the freebie table. Again, I'm sure maybe it was with something, but they're Vicky Clayton silks and some nice chunks of them, and so I grabbed that. So this is my bag of random leftover odds and ends. And my goal for it is that I will use it similar to when I did my Witch House by Barbara Anna and at Stitchinanigans. I just grabbed a bag of random threads from the freebie table and then would just stitch a motif in a color. And that pattern in particular, they were all, like, really tiny motifs, so I'll have to be mindful of what I use this with, because some colors I have very little of. But I'm just going to use it as, like, my random bag of thread and see what comes of it. If there are, like, bigger usable chunks, then I have, like, a drawer for those. Not a drawer, but, you know, a spot for those in my flosses. If there's, like, a more usable, substantial amount. But if it's just, like, a couple of pieces here and there, you don't want to commit it to a large project, obviously. And I thought this little bag was perfect for it because it's a little scrappy, and it's all scrappy inside. I'm super excited. So I don't know what all will come of that, but it's been fun to collect and not just, like, toss perfectly usable thread into the ort jar, which is okay to do because, you know, it's gonna happen. But if it can be repurposed, let's repurpose it. And maybe I'll design something with that in mind, of having little tiny scrappy all the colors. I don't know. Okay, that is now all of my retreat stuff to show you. I'm going to show you a couple shop updates that now exist in the world that I'm so excited about. Where did I put them? This is one of them. Well, this isn't a shop update. This is a haul. Okay. So I've been working on refining my Etsy store to carry more exclusively the things I love and not so much just, like, the random things that are easy to find and be like, ooh, people will like that. I want to make sure I like it too. And what do I like but cats? So I found these amazing cat scissors. Can you even? They're so cute and shiny. This side's a little more gold. They're so cute. So they're not yet in my store, but they will be within the week. I love them. I love them so much. And so they arrived right when I got back from New Jersey, and I'm stoked. I have some other scissors that are on the way. They're taking their time. It's fine. But the cat scissors are truly, truly adorable and phenomenal. Like, oh, I also have been stalking and proclaiming the joys of these little scissor clips. And I may have shown these in a past video, I'm not sure, but I love this because I constantly lose my scissors. And at the retreat, I put this on my scissors and I had it clipped to my shirt. And this is a bad pair of scissors to show you with because this is not a sturdy enough shirt and they're heavy scissors. But I had like that going on, right? And then I also was wearing a needle minder as like a brooch right here, and so they had another place to kind of anchor onto, so I always had scissors handy. And I do this at home too, where I'll clip them onto my shirt, or more often than that, I clip it onto my grime guard. So I have my project like this, and then I clip my scissors onto the grime guard, and then they just can hang out here. And I will like kind of anchor them with a needle minder, but then it's not just the scissors on your needle minder, because that can be, to me, disastrous. And it can just like get in the way. But this is perfect, because then, let's get Paddington out of the way so you can see. Right? So then I just have my scissors, they're ready to go, they're not in the way, they're not poking anything. They're not poking me, I'm not poking them, I'm not dropping them on the floor where Jam can chew on them. They're just nice and safe, and I love it. The other thing I found is that I got this stand on Amazon. I'll put the link below. I have gotten a replacement piece so that it functions a little bit better. It holds everything in place better. And I've recently learned just how great it is because my Q-snap is in here, obviously. I have some grippy stuff to help it stay put because the grime guard and the, it's a little bulky for it. My light clips on here, and then I can go boop, and I can have one underneath if it's dark fabric, or I can have them both up top, and they just go boop, 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 boop. Sound effects are mandatory. And then, because this has this little thing here, guess what you can also do is hook your scissors on top. And then I tend to like lose them, right? So I will also clip it to my grime guard. So put your scissors there, and then if you also have like a floss ring, which I don't know where mine went, you can also loop it on there. So you have everything within reach. It's just a one-stop shop. It's amazing. And I love it. Love it. Anyway, available in my shop, not yet. I have a couple of these. That's the shop update. Okay, but then I wasn't able to find a lot of these, but I did find one of them, and it's for me, and they're also cat scissors, and I love them so much. Oh, look at that! Little black cat! I wish he had more of a face. He doesn't. I also noticed that he got a little smudgy on me, so I don't know if that's like, I don't know, what's the black version of rust, because that's what it seems like. So I've got to be careful of where these live, but they're just too cute to not love. I put on my scissor fob from Lynette and Little One that I got at StitchCon because I love it, and I love these cats. Oh, stop. It's so cute. It's so cute. So I might just find a good spot where these can hang up near me, because I don't want to like have these in a bag with my project. But I love them. Look at this. The teeny tiny little blade. Oh! So, those are not in my shop, but the other ones are. Oh, and then let's talk, finally, about this giveaway I've been talking about forever, really vaguely, in my last couple of videos and not being very specific about it. But, let's talk about it now. I have here an adorable project bag with cakes and cookies and donuts and treats. And inside there are some like extras from both StitchCon and the New Jersey retreat, including, but not limited to, this other little bag of goodies that we got in New Jersey. So this has counting pins, it has a highlighter, sorry, my computer is going to sleep. It has this awesome little tape measure, is adorable. It has a little beeswax thread conditioner. Maybe some more secrets. I don't know. It has some little peels for you to try out. It has some random charts and goodies and things, and something I bought for myself, and then I loved it so much I had to buy one for you all too. I was tagged by Darlene. I always forget your name, sorry. Darlene of DLK's Crafts on Etsy. I talked about her in a recent video because I bought one of her grime guards. Love it. And then she tagged me in a post where she had found moon fabric. And I've had the same moon fabric in one of these bins for, I think, like a year now. It's like one of the few fabrics that I bought at the quilting store and not just at Joann's because it's like nice, pretty fabric and it's the moon. But then I never did anything with it. And I still have like a yard and a half of it. But it's the moon and it's a grime guard. And so I told her to let me know as soon as they were available. And as soon as they were available, I went and I bought the last two 11 by 11 grime guards. One for me, one for you. So that's going in the giveaway bag as well. And then I'm going to throw in some of my favorite threads and maybe a couple pieces of Kohl's Weigart fabric. Who knows? I can't decide. It's going to be just a bag of yumminess. And this is my summer giveaway 2019. So if you want to win this bag of yumminess, you can comment on this video or 2 videos ago when I first pitched it. You can comment both times, but I'm only going to, you know what? Strike that. I'm doing it again. I'm posting, talking about vague updates. A month or so ago, I posted my StitchCon update, and I first rambled on about doing some sort of giveaway. And I said to enter, leave a comment with the favorite thing that you've done this summer, or will do. And many of you have done that. Great job. To enter, you can comment on that video with your favorite thing of the summer. You can comment on this video for an additional entry. Ooh. And now that like summer is, starting to wrap up, let me know what you are most excited for about fall. So we had summer, favorite summer things. Tell me some favorite like August, September things in your life. What's gonna happen? For me, I'm super excited that it will finally maybe be a little more summery here in the Bay Area. Our summer is typically kind of gloomy and gross. Today looks pretty nice, but there have been a lot of cloudy, rainy, gross, chilly days. But September is usually really, really nice. So I'm really excited for that. So let me know. And then if you want an additional entry, go back to, I think it's my StitchCon recap, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'll post it below, but you can do the work. And let me know your favorite summer thing, and I will draw a winner at the end of August. And I will probably film a video like Labor Day weekend, and announce the winner and send it out. There'll also be some top knot goodies added too. I'll do like a little bit of, you can like, maybe I'll just do like a $20 credit or however many dollars credit to my shop as well. So you can pick out the needle minders of your heart's choosing to go with it. We'll see. It's gonna be fun. That's that. What am I stitching on? Oh, I do have one more thing I want to talk about. So I was lamenting to probably several people at the retreat. And I was lamenting how I love magical stitches, obviously. But it's kind of frustrating that it makes it really fun and easy to start new things to fit an assignment, but then it's hard to get progress, especially when I have so many like bigger pieces. And so yesterday when I was starting to kind of reorganize stuff around here, I pulled out from all of my, I didn't even count how many I have, but from all of my whips, I pulled out the ones that are really close to being done. And I put them in this drawer, which, by the way, I've got this really awesome filing cabinet. Well, it's not filing cabinet because it's all these little drawers, but in my foyer for free. So now it's full of stitchy stuff, and I love it. But I filled the top drawer with, this will get rewritten, but it says, Stitch on Me First. So these are 7 projects that are very close to being done, or like not very close to being done, but could be if I just worked on them a little bit. You know what? I'll show you. So my goal is that I finish at least 2 of these before I start anything new. And I want it to be realistic, so I'm making it only 2 and not like 3 or 4 or more. But I'm planning to continue to kind of like stock this drawer of like, you should prioritize this drawer of projects, because the downside of magical stitches is that a lot of times the homework assignments homework and the extra credit are often like 500 or 1,000 stitches, and then I'm like, well, I don't want to bother having to find 2 projects if I only have 100 stitches left on this, and then I have to go do, like, that's so much tracking, and I get ridiculous. So what I'm going to do is work as many of these projects into homework assignments as I can, including if I only can do half the stitches. But like this week, there's a lot of assignments that are only 200 a piece. So like those weeks exist, and I want to be coming to this drawer first for those smaller assignments. Anyway, so like this piece, I started, I don't know, I just got in the mood because I'm in a black work mood lately. So I started this little 12 Days of Christmas ornament. It's day 1. I have to finish it this year because I already put the year in, but all I have to do for this one is finish the backstitching border all the way around. So it's like it's probably 200 stitches. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to double check. It might only be like 100 something. But I'll use this for perhaps, what is it? Ancient? No, those are both the electives. I could use it maybe for herbology because it's got all these vines. I could use it for care of magical creatures because it's a magical partridge. We'll see. But then I can like finish it because it's so close to being done, but that's not 500 stitches, and that's what makes me pick up the projects I want to stitch on. So there's that one. I have this other one. I'm using this one for Transfiguration. This is a spider Christmas ornament. It's the Legend of the Christmas Spider, where this woman is so sad because she has no money to make Christmas special for her children, and she's crying and praying, and then she wakes up in the morning and this beautiful spider has spun its web all over the Christmas tree, and then in the morning light, there's different versions, but there's like the morning light makes it look all pretty and diamondy, and then there's the version where it actually turns to diamonds and gold and silver. So I'm going with that, and I guess that'd be a little bit more alchemy, but at least like the spider silk turning to glass, diamond, whatever it is. I'll make it sound better for Transfiguration. So I'm doing that because I have a few more snowflakes, and then I think, there's like some berries for the mistletoe or whatever that is. So that one's maybe only 100 stitches. So homework this week, 200 stitches per assignment gets you an O for outstanding, and 100 stitches per assignment gets you an E for exceeds expectations. And I'm an overachiever, and I'm an A+ student, so I want an O, but I also want to finish things. Also in this basket, I started this during Stitch Mania. It's a little star ornament piece, and I could use this for astronomy, I guess, too. But, ta-da! I just need to do the other half of that and finish the text. So that should not be too hard. But again, like, that's 200 stitches at least. And then finally, I can put in 100 or so stitches to finish up this poor little snowman who's been just languishing, waiting for his turn. I wonder if he could be used for potions, because he's kind of in like a cauldron-y, goblet-y teacup. We'll see. I have to look at the FAQ. So those 4 are all like pretty close to being done. Oh, I have one more that was just 3. Okay, those 3 are close to being done. Also in this bucket, I've got this la-di-da, I'm not going to take it out, by the pricking of my thumb, Something Wicked This Way Comes. It is almost done. I'm pretty sure her boot maybe needs like a tiny bit more stitching, but it's basically done. And then I just have some spiders to add. Like, it's literally almost done. I've just been lazy. Oh, and the border. Oh, the border. It has a stitched border all the way around it. I don't like stitching rectangular borders when there's like nothing else to it. I think that's kind of lazy. And it can be very important when you go to frame it. Like, it helps, but I want it to have something to it, so I tend to avoid them. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll finally do it. I wonder if that could be Defense Against the Dark Arts, because by the pricking of my thumb, Something Wicked This Way Comes. Do you know what that sounds like to me? A faux glass. Okay, so I'll do that. I also have, oh yeah, this is my little Anne of Green Gables piece. This is a super old chart. I think I already gave the chart away. I need to just stitch, like, fill in the windows of the house. I need to give it a chimney, and then it's charted to just have like flowers down here, and it says Green Gables, but it's like not impressive. So I was going to chart out an Anne of Green Gables quote, and I have to pick out what that might be. But in the meantime, I'm going to fill in the windows and the chimney, and that will be, I probably have to also stitch the words. That could be 200, and this could be used for, I don't know, charms, because it's charming. I don't think that will cut it, but I'll see what I can do there. So that's also almost done, and then I have 2 projects in here that need a little bit more work than that, but that I really would like to finish soon. Actually, this one's a secret, so I can't show you, but just know it's almost done. And then also my Good Intentions, which mostly just has the lettering and a little bit more of this border, and I think probably also a top border, and then I just need to fill in her head. So this is more than 200 stitches, but if I can make it work for a couple other assignments or extra credit, or like I just want it to be top of mind and finish some of these little pieces, which now I feel really excited to do, because before I wasn't excited. Now I am, and then as I finish them, I'll start new things, and everything will be great, and somehow yet again, we've talked for over an hour. So I hope that you have enjoyed this. I would love to hear about what you're up to. I'd love to hear what you're excited about for fall, and let me know. And if you're at New Jersey, it was so great to meet you, and if we didn't get to meet, I can't wait to meet you at a future retreat, I hope. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. I hope you have a great Sunday. I'm going to upload this and get my stuff put away so I can stitch, and then I'm going to go swim, and then I'm going to come home and stitch some more. I don't even know. Maybe I'll maybe get some shop updates for you all so that you can see what I've been up to lately. I'm very excited about sharing more favorite things with you in the shop. One last thing. This was not a New Jersey purchase, but I did get it through the fabulous Michelle Bendy Stitchy through her D-Stash, and then she brought it to me in New Jersey, and it's, ooh, a Michael Powell. You know she loves her Michael Powell, and I do too, but I haven't found one that I have the Secret Garden kit, but I haven't found one of these. I hadn't even seen this design, this lighthouse design. It's just called Lighthouse. I thought maybe there would be more to it. There's not. But I love this like series with the moon and the just like city evening city. There's a windmill one, there's the lighthouse, there's a palace, a street, a church window. I don't know. I really like this one. And my mom likes lighthouses. So thank you, Michelle, for bringing my order. I super appreciate it. I'm going to go organize all the things now and have a great, stitchy, fabulous week. Bye.